All right, good evening. Welcome. Happy belated New Year 2026. We are kicking off with the semifinals of the main tournament that started in 2025, but it's 2026 now. 4 people remain on this side of the bracket. It is Jamo versus Skele, two very, very talented runners. I believe these guys have been here before, or close to last year, same position. But only one of them can move on to the finals. But this is going to be a very fun time. I'm Claire Mouse. Joined with me, of course, is the one, Matt7898. Matt, how's it going?
Hey, it's going well. I'm really looking forward to this. Good runners, interesting mode. Who picked this? Is this Jamo's pick?
This is Jamo's pick, right? So Jamo, this is still, chronologically, game 1. Jamo was the top seed coming into the main tournament this year. I think actually it was Skele last year who was top seed. So again, this is quite the matchup. I was actually kind of hoping that they would play Casual Boots, especially with you here on commentary. Winner of Casual Boots, SGL, I think 2021, maybe 22, one of those years.
Yeah, long time ago.
Yeah. No, you still got this. But it's pretty much the next best thing. We've got instead of non-keys, we have key sanity, but we got standard start and everything. So we're here to go.
Yeah. So with Kabuki, it makes it a little bit tougher to get that sub 5 escape because you got at least 2 text boxes coming your way.
Yeah, that's right. Normally the, let's say, like gold standard for, well, aspirational. Don't worry about the bottom.
Nerves there. There you go.
Don't worry. Yeah. This is when you're supposed to calm your nerves down during escape when you've done this a million times. But yes, as Matt was saying, 455 is probably the threshold we're looking for, but that does not include text boxes we're getting for the small key at Hyrule Castle and the big key to this dungeon. In addition to whatever else we end up getting, right? Compasses, maps, other small keys, anything that requires reading.
Yeah, and like this should be a great matchup. Both these guys are very good. Skele's been around for a long time, kind of mainstay in these tournaments. Jamo relatively new, but seems to be winning basically everything he enters. I haven't watched Jamo play that much. I'm very excited to watch him play just to see how good he is and what he's doing.
Yeah, Jamo has certainly, as you said, maybe in the last few years have kind of come on the scene, but has come on the scene so strongly, and yeah, pretty much has improved a ton. And here we are. Like he made it to so far of like many top 2, top 4 of pretty much every single tournament that there's been. I would also like to point out that this is actually a rematch between Jamo and Skele. They faced off in the Mystery Pog Championship tournament that happened earlier this year, and Jamo came from the winners bracket, and Skele, you took the upset, quote unquote, in Mystery. I don't know if there's such a thing as upsets in Mystery. So Skele is definitely on a winning record over Jamo. Jamo's hoping, in this case, that because it's not like some crazy set of modes, maybe we'll get some advantage in his corner.
Yeah, it's an interesting pick for modes. Like Skele is very good, and I think very good at 80 keys. Mind you, like it's like, what are you going to pick against anybody at this stage? But like Jamo's got his work cut out for him in this matchup for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Skele, as you said, is actually an extremely versatile player. This is someone who's very talented in non-glitch modes and in glitch modes. Like he's a glitch mentor. Nice hammer here in Zelda Cell. That's already one of our Dark World pieces. So he's basically been, being the force multiplier, right, and teaching other people how to play glitches. But also, if you watch him play, he's somewhat unassuming, and then he just like crushes you because somehow he does things very well, and at every point in the race, and then he just as a finishing, you're still like 3 dungeons behind.
Yeah. So I see we got hammer so far, and a bottle. That's kind of nice. It makes your trip to Kakariko after escape a little bit more fruitful.
Yeah, certainly some stronger incentive to go to CAC. I don't know if in Kabuki versus like casual boots or like standard modes, there's more incentive for people to, let's say, not do the quote-unquote traditional Lost Woods into Kakariko checks because we're out of Sanctuary. I know that some people like to spice things up a bit. If you get bombs, you can go directly South Shore because you can now open Mini Moldrum Cave, and then hopefully maybe you can get a flute or something. But as you said, we have Bottle. Maybe we'll just come back and get the flute later.
Yeah, I feel like in these boot starts mode, people are more willing or more preferable to try to get money for Zora by going to the village first rather than like maybe picking up a flute. That's kind of what I've seen.
Yeah. And Kabuki, it's really this is. I mean, if you like 80 keys, which both Jamo and Skele are very good at, a small key to this dungeon. It's kind of like 80 keys, but you have less variance for what you're required to do. So in this case, right, like it's not open mode. We're seeing these guys go through escape. So you have to, in this case, do all the front of escape, and it's key sanity. So there's going to be more stuff you need for dungeons. This really really emphasize the efficiency part of your routing, and of course, certainly your execution.
That's what we got here. We got Thieves' Small is always nice to have.
Okay, yeah, that's a great small key to have before the dungeon. Okay, we got a Myers small key as well. Yeah, we kind of see the text boxes kind of pile it up here. I mean, other than I think the initial bonk, the escape has gone relatively smoothly for these guys.
Yeah, they both got owned once by a green guard, but that's gonna happen.
Okay,
I mean, so these are still very, very respectable times for text box escape.
Yeah. 505, 506. All right, Jamo has won the early escape sequence battle. We have a glove already. Oh, Matt, what are you doing? Are you a mountain guy? Like with the glove?
Some people will do it, right? So they'll go into the Lost Woods and then go from the Lost Woods and go up the mountain just to get the save and quit point. It's not certainly a reasonable play. More options for these guys. I feel like the more options they have, the more interesting the race will be.
Yeah, I don't think this is necessarily a complaint. It's just lower variance that a lot of casual boots standard start Kabuki types of seeds. You see people doing similar things in the first, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes. Minor variation here, Skele is skipping Lumberjack. I think in 80 keys, you generally don't check Lumberjack. At least that's what I've kind of been encouraged to not do in this case, because it's all dungeons, and well, you have to ag anyway, so there's not too much of an advantage like scouting this thing. I mean, maybe if it's like early Pearl, right? Like or early, or like Samari or something on there, right? Then yeah, you might take a little bit more care. But
yeah, and the other aspect of that is a castle tower key is so often your go mode in this mode that I think rightfully so. Although Skele looks like he's doing the lumberjack check into the mountain climb.
All right,
like kind of what you were referring to earlier.
Yeah, okay, all right, yeah. So yeah, this is gonna build a little bit of extra variance. We're gonna get that save and quit point, as you said. Up on the mountain. Now, Skele might, of course, just end up doing what he can on the mountain, as in, like, he'll do spec rock inside, take a peek at what's on top, because certainly at this point, unless the old man gives us, like, a mirror or hook shot, we can't do much more up there.
And is this a VT? Does that map on Lumberjack have any logical implications?
No. Everything except for casual boots for the main tournament is rolled on the doors branch.
Oh, okay.
So there's
yeah. All right, we got blindside here. See if we had anything to give us any guidance on what to do next. Looking like just resources.
Yep. We're slightly healthier, at least. Not a lot of extra cash. Biggie to Swamp, that sounds kind of nice. You would really like to have enough to afford Bottle Merchant. And right now we're like, 20 rupees short? I mean, we can still certainly find stuff in CAC, don't get me wrong, but it would be ideal if we had that cash, right now.
Like $10 from the well, maybe? 10, 20? Yeah. I don't know. Some amount from the well. Hopefully there's a 20 in there for these guys. All right, nothing for Skele on the mountain, but he got the save and quit point, so really most of that time is well spent.
We have a sword as well, so we're already upgraded onto Master Sword. Okay, all right. There's our 20 rupees. Another 20 rupees for good measure in the well. So it's not great. We get a sword out of it, but we can get bottle vendor. Hopefully he'll have something for us. That's a big key. Oh, the
Okay.
GT. Okay, that's pretty required.
Yeah, this is kind of nice to have. Like getting those items that can be in GT before GT is always nice in this mode.
Oh
Because
yeah.
sometimes you can get into GT mode, quote unquote, and then get screwed because one of your items is not in GT.
Yep. I see you've played random before, Matt.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, Skele is continuing to delay Kakariko. I don't think he's as maybe extreme as some of the other people that are in the community where they avoid Kak like the plague. Okay, Hera big. Okay, that's pretty good. We can potentially do a dungeon already, assuming we have some method up there.
And not a whole lot. I guess we got those flippers, right?
Yep,
couple
yeah, that's
keys.
right. Yeah, flippers and a sword. So that can grant us into the first chest of Castle Tower. Of course, we've got our Moon Pearl on Library.
So I wonder if he'll go back up and go into the Dark World.
Oh, from here? Ooh.
Maybe. Oh, looks like we're saving coordinating for South Shore.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate that we don't have a lot of money. I mean, that's a generally true statement. Everyone would always like to have more money, but in this particular case, it's a bit more relevant because, especially with those flippers, and of course the glove, and the fact that we, well, Zora's in logic. We're just a little strapped for cash right now. Yeah,
see what Skele does. He might just do like the waterfall right into the guy under the bridge.
Yeah. And Skele, of course, doesn't know the flippers are available, right? From his perspective, flippers can be locked in Dark World somewhere extremely far away, so the flipper checks and water checks are not in logic, but with nothing else to do, like, that's a very reasonable alternative.
Plus, you got this empty bottle, too. You might get that little benefit from filling that up.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah, was getting his Hera big key, so I'm gonna do something pretty similar to what Skele just did. Run over here, gonna get his mini Moldorm of very little, maybe another heart out of it or something.
Nice. Is there anything on the island? No, just a map.
Another map. Okay.
So I imagine we'll just see Skele head to the village after this. There's not really too much else that could be too attractive for him to do. And we know he's not getting a Moon Pearl here.
Yeah, and maybe with what Skele, his routes here is that with that Pearl, like he's probably gonna go straight into Dark World, and he's from Library. Even if he checks race game, he's significantly closer than any of.
Too,
oh,
right? So,
yeah. This will be great. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so Skele would definitely have first dibs into presumably Village of Outcast and Kak after this. Jamo already has Dark World access, but if he wants to start at the Village, then he has a bit more longer of a trek. So yeah, this could be, again, like higher variance in a 80 keys type of scene.
I would imagine we see Jamo start at Hype Cave, which could be some further divergence, but that will be to be determined.
Yeah. I've also seen people not want to do the Village of Outcasts, like Myths entrance for Dark World unless they have the Myths. It's I don't personally think it's like that slow, but apparently it is. So who am I to argue with these guys?
It is pretty slow, especially if you're going to back to Kakariko just to do that. And like from like Jamo's perspective, he's also got a Thieves Small and a Hammer. Might be nice to get a couple more checks. I think if you get that Thieves Big, then you can clean that up pretty well.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, it just looking like we're gonna get that Hype Cave start from Jamo, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, not a lot of bombs. I know he did use a good amount in Mini Moldorm. He has plenty for Hype Cave, don't get me wrong. It's just sometimes when we're running low on bombs, it can be potentially a bit harder to find in resources, especially when you have more destinations in mind, like dungeons or village, and you need those bombs versus like you got like places to tree poles and stuff or whatever. We're just getting big keys everywhere, right?
Speaking of the big key
keys.
of thieves, yeah. So that's pretty nice for Jamo, right? Some bow.
Yeah. Okay, we have like
those two things also go together nicely.
Wow, so this is the Zelda care package as well. Suddenly, we don't have a mirror. Well, I don't know. What would you do here, Matt? Do you have a?
It's like I think I'd probably go to Eastern. Yeah, like the dash to Eastern and Pod, it really isn't that long. And I think the possible benefits of like maybe scoring a Fire Rod or the mitts and maybe mirror and Eastern, right? He's obviously going to do this into dig game, but then he's got to save and quit anyway. I think I would go to Eastern.
Okay. Yeah, the alternative, right, is you could try and hold out for that mirror and then combine Pod and Eastern together. But in keys modes, like Pod requires suddenly a lot more keys, right? There's 6 small keys out there that you have to go get. Plus the big key is usually like buried somewhere. So it might be okay to like not do Pod with Eastern. Now, if you get mitts here, you're probably going to the village. But yeah, barring anything not major.
Yeah. So for now, we're digging.
Yeah, we got a lot of digs here. It's almost like this is winter in Hyrule or Dark World, and this is just like snow, all the snow piling up.
Well, at least you got something good out of it. Yeah, nice half magic. All right, Jamo, where are you going? This looks like Eastern.
Yeah, starting at Link's house. Yeah, and as you kind of said, even without the flute, this dash to Eastern is pretty much equal. And we got a glove as well to be able to lift a rock. So we could get there even faster.
Like I think both the mitts and the mirror benefit you more when going to the village over Pod Eastern. So I think this is a good play. I mean, he's in the semifinals. He knows better than me anyway.
In his words, in Jamo's words, open mode has carried me. This is, I mean, it's not quite open because it's Key Sanity, but it's one of those back to our classical modes. So. But Skele, though, in Dark World, we have nice Cane of Samaria in easiest room of the game for Skullwoods.
Yeah, unfortunately, locked behind the one room where you'd to use the cane in Skullwoods, but that's okay.
That's right. All right, Skele's gonna also looks like he's gonna steal this key, Wasabi Pot key, and then presumably do Skullwoods the front, and then we'll just go find another Skullwood small key somewhere.
Yeah, there are 3 available. It's fairly safe thing to do.
Yeah, very, very uncommon for you to be in Skullwood's small key go mode. Like worst case, you go get the one in pinball, and then you leave, like save and quit or whatever, and then then you go beat the dungeon. Oh, okay. Speaking of Pod, got a Pod key.
Is there a guaranteed small in that?
Oh, actually, no, you're right. No, you're right. I'm thinking of cross keys. Yeah. There's no. No, you're right. No guaranteed.
I wasn't sure.
No. You very good correction. How do they work? I was hoping we'd play cross keys. I told these guys maybe game 2 they could play mystery instead.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Right, we're just finding a whole lot of compasses in Eastern. Not a whole lot going on.
Nothing great. Alright, see, confirmed. Yeah, Skele is confirmed. No skull with small key and pinball.
We got a big key.
We got something good. Desert Palace. That's good.
Doesn't do anything immediately, but it's nice to have.
Yeah, we're also looking for a fire source. My preference is the lamp, but Fire Rod also is an acceptable fire source. That is definitely a requirement for desert. And of course, we also need a way to get into desert. The book or mitts and flute and mirror.
Let's see what we got in the village. More compasses. Finding a lot of compasses.
Yeah, we have not found the Thiefstone compass. For some reason, we just found every other compass. So by process of elimination soon, we'll get the good one.
Not a lot in Eastern either.
Now those bombs, I would say, are not unwelcome. Again, Jamo is down to 1. Just to have a little bit to top off is actually can relieve quite a bit of pressure. But normally, otherwise, you really wouldn't care for those 3
Oh,
bombs.
speaking of Thieves Down Compass.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Almost vanilla. That's the ambush chest, not the compass chest.
That's true.
One chest over. Yeah, see, you get a nice little counter now in Thieves Town, right? 2 out of 8, so you can happily count along. Of course, for Skele, we did see on Jamo's side in Hype Cave, there was a Thieves Town big key in there, which Skele has not been to, so he will come back. Not to be the end, the end of the world or anything, because it's not like we have the fire rod in order to go to Spellbook anyway. We have Smith's Chain. Oh.
So that's actually going to be a very beneficial routing thing for Jamo, right? Because he's done the south part of Dark World, so he's going to go to Thieves Town before Skull Woods, so he will have that. He will not have to double back for that. Skele might find a fire rod fairly soon, and it'll be a moot point, but that's just kind of another check mark for the decisions Jamo made.
I'm gonna chuckle a little if this was like, well, for Spellbook it could have been Thieves Down Big Key. Not the
Ice Rod,
of course. Yeah,
Eastern, again, not immediately useful, but something you got to find at some point.
I would be 100% happy if if I had an early Ice Rod in 80 keys mode. Like normally, if it's just like 7/7 and TR's a pendant, like one, you probably had the Ice Rod already, but also two, like you don't have to worry about that Ice Rod. But so having that thing means that it's just one fewer out of the Ice Rod out of the 12 one-offs that we have to go find.
So we saw in the brewery a Swamp Small again.
Okay.
Another very useful thing that is not immediately useful. So I think Jamo's next decision is pretty clear. Just go clear out the village.
Yeah, we don't know what's in the back of these towns. That'll be some new checks for us. And as you said, the way that Jamo is going to route this, because he's already done all the south stuff that Skele is about to do. He doesn't have a fork decision when he's in the village. Like should I go south or should I go north? I've already been south, so I'm gonna go north. Jamo has successfully remembered that he doesn't have mitts. Very proud.
And even for Skele, he's gonna do this stuff and go to Eastern, and then what does he have to do besides go back to the village? Right? We don't really have mountain access. We have no pod keys. It's looking like he's just gonna maybe be heading back there.
Yeah. I think there was one pot small in Eastern for what it's worth, but it's not very useful. Right? You don't rush pod on one small key, right?
Yeah, ideally no.
Yeah. I think right now we're looking for something more major that gives us access. Like mitts would be something, but also hookshot, mirror. One of mirror and hookshot will get us. Will certainly be very happy. He swamped Skele, man. This guy's brave.
He bought himself the one.
Oh my gosh.
Nice refill.
Okay.
All right. Is he gonna continue to the pyramid or anything, or are we just gonna save and quit and go to Eastern? Looks like we're just gonna save and quit and go to Eastern.
Okay. Yeah. I have seen that. I mean, again, there's always going to be an exposure to not checking pyramid if it has something relevant, but. Presumably, you can get a free check if you can orchestrate it such that you land on the pyramid after you beat Aga or after you beat GT, right? So you can have a freer check, or maybe do it with Pyramid Fairy, right? There's more outs for you in these 80 keys types of seeds than like an open 7/7.
Yeah, there's so many ways to get to pyramid in 80 keys that doing that check as a one-off is just not what you want to do unless you have to. All right, so it can be a minute here until Jamo gets in the back of Thieves and we see something new.
Yeah. You also do have Zora money now, at least for Jamo. Probably, I'm sure, soon to be Skele as well. I don't know if that's going to be routed in at some point. Ideally, you can combine that with Catfish, but of course, we are missing a mirror.
Yeah, it's a little tough to get Zora in now, unless you can do it with Ice Palace or like you said with Catfish. But I mean, we're gonna need to be getting mitts or a mirror or a hookshot at some point soon. Yeah.
Fire Rod, I think, just opens up the back of Skull Woods. We still need, I mean, because this is Key Saturday, we still need small keys to put stuff in logic too, right? Like, yes, if we the fire we can get to the back of Skull, but Mothula requires all 3 logically small keys to be there. I mean, we can still go beat it. Don't get me wrong. It's just trying to figure out where the game's kind of intending you to go.
Yeah. What do we got here? There we go. Well, that's more direction.
Yeah, that is, and we're all, again, very happy to see the hook shot before we find the mirror in this case. Jamo found the swamp small, so fully clearable swamp palace. Doesn't have to dive in, hookless swamp, or like hammerless ice. It's been pretty comfy so far.
Yeah, so for Jamo, like if he gets a mirror, he'll go to swamp. But like this next play is probably just gonna be the mountain.
Yeah.
After Skull.
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine so. Like, it'd be kind of nice to get a flute, so we don't have to run up the mountain. We can just rescue the old man from the other side. But again, beggars can't be choosers. That's our way up the mountain. Now, no, we don't have a lamp, I guess, to get us up there logically. Maybe that's okay, right? Like, maybe the lamp could just be sitting. I don't know where.
Yeah, it could be just in the shoot room pod. It could be on.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
There's a lot of places it could be. It could be in the first chest of Castle Tower.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
Plus, if you go up the mountain, you can get clues on, where the lamp could be or the flute, depending on what you find.
Speaking of no lamp, both Skele and Jamo, very experienced in these dark rooms, so no worries whatsoever. It can get a little dicey, don't get me wrong. These guys have enough health, I think, and certainly enough experience at this point too. Even if something goes awry, they got backups. They can just maybe reset the room. I think they can just tank whatever damage that comes. We're sticking to the script. Very excellent ad-lib script.
Okay.
Useful map. The Eastern.
Yeah,
but that is
what is that, 3 crystals? 2 crystals for Jamo, right?
I think it should just be 1. I don't think he's been up the mountain yet. I think it's just thieves, right?
Well, he did Eastern, didn't he? Was Eastern pendant?
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, Eastern's a crystal. You're right. Yeah. There's 2 crystals for Jamo. Yeah. Yeah, but Skele now on the board with 1 crystal.
See what's in the Skull big chest, which could be very interesting. What it is. Looks like we're gonna get a bumper ledge check as well, which we did not get from Skele.
True. This is quite the ways off. I didn't expect Jamo to be checking this, but we're being thorough, so everything is fine. I certainly have. I've seen many people get burned. Literally by not checking bumper ledge. So
oh yeah, it's the worst.
Okay, looks like Jamo's gonna check this immediately. Not gonna necessarily go to the back. I would imagine he'd do Skull was big key chest. Okay, it's just 5 rupees here, so nothing. I don't know if he'll steal the key per se from West Lobby Pod Key, because what he can do is he can like get the item and then just drop into the front. Because like he doesn't have anything else to do. He doesn't have a mirror. He doesn't. Have something else where he would want to continue on his path. So.
Yeah, and so on Skele's side here, this is kind of the one benefit of what Skele's doing, is he can do this powder check on his way back into the village.
Yeah, we got the powder as we saw on Jamo's side for a Skull with map chest. Okay,
not too relevant, but it's done.
That's right. Yeah, it's the efficiency that ends up counting. And right now, like, Jamo. I guess we weren't happy with the Canis Mario being there.
I mean, he's got nowhere else to go, so I guess he's probably just going to drop down. That's what you're saying? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So this case, we don't have to worry about fighting the Skull with Smokey. I would, like, even in Skele's shoes, I'm not worried about fighting the Skull with Smokey. There are 3 of them out there. We'll find at least one somewhere along the path.
But this gives you just some other like peace of mind. If you don't have to take it, then just one fewer key in order for you to go search for.
Mm-hmm. And so this is also where we're gonna converge, right? Once Jamo rescues the old man, we're gonna have done all the same things. So you get to see what benefit, if any, of Jamo's kind of more fortunate early routing was.
Yeah, yeah. I guess like Skele has a powder check over Jamo.
That's true.
Kind of, yeah. But I mean that's fairly minor. But yeah, Jamo after this is not old man. This is starting in Link's house. Where are we going? Water checks. Interesting.
Oh, he's doing Zora? Okay.
Yeah, very, very interesting. That was not what I was expecting. Maybe he, instead of rushing the mountain, even though he has a bunch of stuff there, it's still technically out of logic. Maybe he just wants to track us down. Which again, we've seen people do. Sure. Like, yeah, and that can maybe give you some direction. We haven't even done what? Wait, we didn't do waterfall?
I guess he's saving quit at Ice Rod Cave. I wasn't paying close attention.
No, I thought he did hobo.
Maybe he just did hobo. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, Skele has his hook shot, and he has the old man already rescued. So he can, after Thieves Town or whatever else he wants to go do, maybe he'll go do Skull Big. As just like cleanup.
That makes sense, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then he can just save and quit and start the mountain.
Right, let's see what Zora's got. More compass.
Compass, yeah. I don't have to pick it up. Jamo already knows he's got the one that he cares about.
Alright, so now this looks like mountain time.
Yeah, and even in 80 keys, or like all dungeons types of modes, it is, like, Skele could get some time back if he never does Zora. He could maybe also combine it with Catfish to try a bit more efficient. If Jamo has to do Catfish, it'll be a separate trip for him. It kind of depends on where this mirror is, but like there are going to be still parts of variance or divergence in routing that can certainly make differences.
Oh yeah, there's plenty more items to find that can be interesting in terrible places.
Not mutually exclusive, by the way.
That's true. Often the terrible places are the most interesting for the viewers.
Yeah, most notably, of course, as you kind of alluded to this earlier, the Castle Tower 2 key is usually go mode. We have found 0 of them so far. And of course, this being pretty classic, GT opens after 7 crystals, which means anything in pendant dungeons is certainly very fair game into being in GT, as well as, like, if Desert's a pendant, for example. I guess we would have the Desert Big Key, but, like, if, let's see, if Meyer's a pendant, for example, then Meyer Big Key can be a GT.
Yeah, I haven't seen any map checks yet, but you probably won't see any until it matters. And it doesn't really matter what the dungeons are yet. Okay, that's a good clue, and that's another nice item right there.
Yeah, okay. So we're definitely not supposed to be up here without a flute, and now it'll be pretty interesting to track down where this flute is, because we're certainly not supposed to be here without.
So yeah, you just gotta keep that logic in mind. Like, it could be, like we said in Pod, it could be a Catfish, first test Castle Tower. There's some places, loose ends out there.
Yeah. Cannot be Graveyard Ledge for what it's worth, because we saw the mirror appear. So that's at least something that we don't have to go worry about. Now, of course, these guys might feel a little silly if it's like mid-some pyramid or something, right? And then then, you know, then they could have done this. Both Dark World and Light World. But, you know, again, you try and be efficient, and sometimes something's in a terrible location. As long as you also get, your opponent also gets bitten by the same thing, then it's fine.
Yeah, so Jamo, and now we got the mirrors, opting for Spiral Cave first, so we can do Hera with Spike Cave. he's got the mirror. He can go to Swamp right now, right? And maybe hold out for a book to do either tablet and or Hair Small Key. This is kind of nice decision making on the fly from Jamo to pivot here.
Yeah, kind of curious in this case to see what Skele decides to do too. And yeah, and all of this again is out of logic. Swamp, like we still need to resolve this, right? We need the flute from somewhere, and the flute, as you said, could be in high shelves and nooks and crannies.
Yeah, but Pot is a very good candidate for where it is. It's like as soon if it's not in Pod, then you kind of got to start asking questions.
That's a good scout on Skele's side. Like kind of push the dead rock a little bit. Ooh, Skele. Okay, all right. We're gonna do Hera first. I thought about this a bit. Now, Hera is still out of logic, but we can still find something here that would be beneficial. And then Jamo may not get here for a little bit.
Yeah, and even sometimes you just want to do this just because, like, I never want to check Hera basement, so I'm just going to do Hera now so I don't even get tempted to do it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and for Skele, Hera basement is not completely isolated because, like, he still has Spike Cave. Sorry, not Spike Cave. He still has Ether Tablet. He did the book for. So he still has the ability to come back for it. Just you don't really want to. I was going to shout out our trackers. I was going to say nothing. Oh my gosh! Okay, I guess we're doing Hera basement. A small key to this dungeon. Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to shout out our trackers for today's K-Sith and Centroid. Really appreciate it for clicking all the buttons for us.
See Jamo opting for left side swamp right away. I mean, it's still quite early. Skipping this, I'd be fairly aggressive at this point. Especially Jamo's got to be feeling pretty good about his route so far.
Yeah. It's been very smooth, right? As in, he at the very least has saved one village trip over Skele, which is certainly not nothing. And then didn't have to back up do any type of backtracking in order to get stuff in the village as well. Okay, nothing on left side swamp though, so if this is something that Skele does eventually skip or chooses not to do, we'll certainly save a good chunk of time. I can't really see Skele not doing left side swamp, especially since we have access so early. But yeah, I mean, these guys have surprised me before.
Yeah, generally, people don't get too aggressive in this mode until kind of near the end game.
Yeah. GT mode is something that's pretty common for people to start, semi-skipping things, right? Maybe you just do things on the path. Iced Tea suddenly is no longer an option for us. Nice mitts. In Swamp.
TRK's not bad. You do need to find 3 of the 4 of them.
We got Bombos too in Swamp Big Chest. So that's Ice Palace access for Jamo.
And so knowing those mitts are mirror locked, that's actually also quite nice for Jamo, right? That avoids that chain where you're missing the mitts which lead to the flute, right?
Yeah, so if you're here in Swamp, like, are you supposed to Smith Chain? Are you supposed to hold out for it?
I think he really wants to get that flute now, right? Because that gives him access to desert now in the Mire area, and he's supposed to have it. So going deeper, what's this? Okay, Ice Palace, not that.
Oh my gosh.
We can't beat Ice Palace now, right? Because we got that Bombos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's like the full Ice Palace care package. We don't fire rod, but
bad, right? You don't care about the flute for that, but you just really want to find a pod big enough
exactly.
Pods and hope that you can just grab your flute out of pod right away and then you're cruising.
I don't know. I mean, is it too greedy to try and hold out for like pod big or something? I guess like we don't know what pod's a pendant, so maybe that big key is in GT. It's like forced to be.
Getting back in the logic really doesn't benefit you very much for Ice Palace, so like going and doing that right now is not that. Because you got the cane, right? It might be nice to have a fire rod maybe or another sword, but that's not really that.
And these guys both play spoiler. Maybe Jamo a little bit more recent than Skele, but like I have no doubts that these guys will survive. Okay, but we are tied in dungeon completion. Jamo has 3 crystals under his belt, assuming he wears belts. And Skele has 2 crystals and 1 pendant. This and because all dungeons, the crystals and pendants really don't matter all that much, with the exception of like holding pedestal, 5/6 crystal for bomb for a big bomb shop, pyramid fairy.
Looks like we're just heading to ice. Yeah, slightly unfortunate for Jamo because he could have routed Zora in nicely with this, but like whatever, it's not that big a deal.
I'm actually wondering if from here he just like leaves and then mirrors and then just runs back to pod, like eastern pod area.
Yeah, I think it depends what you find in ice.
You're definitely not finding the flute in here.
Yeah, because the other thing is that like the flute could be at Agina too. That would be
Oh yeah, that's right. I completely forgot about that check. Nice sphere. 0.5, whatever you want to call it, available immediately when the game starts, but you do need a bomb. Jamo's suddenly very happy to see those 3 bombs from Eastern Palace Big Key Chest. Coming into Ice Palace with, well, anything really under like a few bombs to your name can get a little tight, especially if you don't have Tempered Sword. Like there are some things that you would, and you don't have Samaria because you, well, you have to go to Ice Palace. You have to go the Ice Palace bomb jump way. It requires more bombs.
Nice sword there for Jamo. That'll make the Cold Stare fight even more clean.
Jamo, very
Think about pulling the
understandably
tongue.
picking up some. Yeah. Yeah, I would also imagine that Jamo's gonna do iced tea here. Like again, from everything he's done so far, I think he's probably feeling pretty good about his route. All those semi-final nerves he got straight out of his system in Escape by a couple bonks, and then he's been smooth sailing ever since. Truly, we've run out of compasses by now, yeah?
Yeah, I'm surprised. There's not a whole lot here in Ice Palace.
Alright, we got mitts for Skele, and bombos for Skele, and soon to be Ice Palace Big Key for Skele. So I would imagine Skele's gonna do something, very similar to Jamo. Just run over to Ice Palace. And yes, and Skele very much is able to keep track of all its logic as well. Like he knows what the implications are here. Ice Palace? Was there anything here other than that sword?
I don't think so. Yeah, I wonder what Jamo's gonna do next. This will be interesting. Do we know? I guess Eastern's a 5/6. I guess we haven't seen a map check. We don't know, or we don't have the other one.
Yeah,
a menu check, I guess, or a map check.
Yeah, and we see that ice is a pendant because we probably got some map to Ice Palace at some point. I think though, from what I remember, the 5/6 crystals show up as red. Maybe they don't. I don't know how they know it's a 5/6 crystal. I don't think anybody talked to them. But yeah, maybe it's from menu check or something. Skele making some initial intent for a quick cycle, but yeah, doing some very well, getting some nice triples. Very nice cold stare fight on Jamo's side.
All right, I guess for Jamo, we'll see what he cares more about because he could go do like hookshot cave and stuff like that, right? He also never did hair or spike cave. Like, do you want to get back in logic or do you want to just clear as much as possible? Because you could find your pod big key and your pod small keys or something that would lead you to somewhere you want to go to find your flute. Looks like we're just gonna do the mountain.
We had a map check on Skele's side. I did catch a crystal turtle rock, and I think it was a pendant pod.
Okay, that makes sense. It's suspiciously few pod keys for to be a crystal.
Yeah, talk about suspicious. Like I think we have one, two. Okay, thank you, trackers. Like normally I would expect at least like 3 or 4 by now after clearing 4 dungeons.
Actually, Skele's opting for the Smith chain play.
Yeah, maybe higher incentive to do the stuff now since he's already done powder, so he just doesn't want to come back anymore.
Yeah, maybe. And he's already done Hera, so there's like there's less incentive for him to go back up the mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Again,
I was gonna say he's not opting for ice, right? So that's which is equally as out of logic for him as the Smith chain.
Yeah. I think Jamo, now that he has the myths, he can also get a bit of a scout on the Turtle Rock medallion. Now, it could be Bombo, so we could potentially go in. He has Canis Amaria. And after Hera, he will have 1 Turtle Rock small key, which is actually pretty beneficial if you want to just dip it. Like, we can get all the way to Chomps, basically. Which is a very reasonable front of Turtle Rock dip. Now, we don't fire us, we can't do Roll the Room. But if you want to go in, like, you can get some items.
It's a little rough for Skele doing this purple chest, knowing it's flute out of logic.
The flute's out there? Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's GF. If he does Hair Basement, he'll have one.
Oh, yeah. The Turtle small key that we saw. Skele already did that. It's a Turtle small key down there. Yeah, I mean, Jamo could very well skip it. He does have a lot of stuff. He has the mirror he can come back for. He has Spike Cave available to him. We're gonna do Hera Basement. Nice boomerang strats, though, on Jamo's side. Love to see it.
This gets the Agena check. The flute's here. I think this is one of Skele's tickets to making up some of this lost time.
Yeah, because I think, like, right now we were kind of thinking, like, well, it could be... the most likely location is going to be somewhere in Pod, because there's more density there. But the game doesn't care about density or convenience. It is just bombs.
Alright, Skele gonna go to Ice. This could be numerous things, but it also could be Ice.
I would think that this
is looking pretty Ice.
Yeah, Ice is one of the dungeons also. Without the flute, you feel much better about going to because you just run there. With minimal consequences.
He still doesn't have Zora, right? So he gets to clean up that as well. From his perspective, the flute can be at the Zora checks too, right?
Yep. Yeah, it can be Zora. Yeah, Castle Tower 1 can be there. Pyramid. If like Pyramid is or something has a Castle Tower small key, then it could be in the second chest of Castle Tower. Like, there are a lot of options. Maybe not all desirable for us to explore.
Okay, we do have a Bombos. So Jamo has 2 checks, right, in TR that he can do?
2 checks, yeah. Compass chest and Chomp's chest. I guess unless we magically get a fire rod in here, then we have 4 checks. Skele, kind of similar to Jamo, a little bit struggling with Icebreaker, but what we got there. Very well rewarded for Tempered Sword.
Ooh, that's a nice pod bit.
That's a big pod, big key. And these guys have been holding out for pod for so long because nobody wants to go there. What would you do, Matt?
Like if he doesn't know it's a pendant, right? If you know it's a pendant, 3 keys isn't that bad at all, right? Because they can all be in GT, and like you could be in go mode before you get to GT anyway.
Well, so with your available keys, like would you try and just go beat the dungeon and just go get the prize, as opposed to like use your keys for the back and then try and get more items?
I think, guys, going with 2 is not fun. 3 is much better. I would maybe try to hold out. Just hope there's a 3rd one in one of these 6 checks, or I guess 7 if you do spike games, so you don't have to think. That would be what my hope.
Yeah, and Jamo right now doesn't really have much else. Like, so yes, Ether Tablet will be isolated for him. Oh my gosh, this is the other higher big key. Are we?
No, you just got to find that flute now. So I think from this perspective, you go to pod. You do everything you can to find the flute, right? Because all you need is just some TR keys and a fire rod, and then you're in GT mode, right?
Yeah.
Unless Myers quakes this pod, no.
Myers small and
okay, no TR
key. Okay.
I think this is going to be a spike cave play.
Yeah, he's running out, so he doesn't have a flute to get away from the mountain for, so I'd imagine he's just gonna run back.
Probably not going back into TR to do lava chest. Let's put it that way.
No, oh my gosh. Skele taking a very nice heal right before cold stare, and I don't see anything bad happening to him. He's got blue mail, tempered sword, bunch of health, should be fine. Berna in a panic. Alright, T-style map in spike chest, so nothing to write home about. Alright, Skele's a 6-slasher. I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, it's a little tough to do the energy strat with bombos.
That's true.
Some people may not opt for that. It looks like Jamo is going to pod, hoping to find his flute.
Yeah.
Because he can clean up, I think, like everything he has left. He goes like pod to pyramid to castle tower to catfish. I think that's all the places flute can be, unless I'm forgetting something. I guess from his perspective, there's a Gina as well.
Yeah, and with his route, he can also route in King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge. I mean, the flute won't be there, but he has the ability to like just finish off those checks, and then he's checked Bumper Ledge earlier, so he has nothing left other than just go to the back of Skullwoods after this. Yeah, and the fact that we only have 2 pod small keys, like, I don't know how desirable the back is. Like, it makes me think that the flute is just, yeah, as you said, in shooter room or something, or like bridge chest or Southwest basement, or one of the 1 key locked or 0 key lock locations.
Yeah, I don't think I would do the back. I think I'd just beat the dungeon, especially now that he knows it's a pendant now. So, like, and it's the green pendant, so you can get your sauce roll check too while you're here.
Yeah. Jamo, I think, knows by process of elimination, right? He caught with other pendants.
Yeah.
We got a bow pretty early too, so it could actually be 0 smoke locked. You can just be on the bow lock side of pod.
You just hope to find this spot. No, it's not. It's
another
you love finding all 3 Mire keys and 80 keys. That's my favorite thing.
And then go to Mire without a fire source, and you're just kind of sad. Yeah. It's not in front of pod so far.
Yeah, so there's 2 more logical checks here.
I'm very curious to see in this case what Skele and Jamo both are going to do with their 2 pod keys. Again, like this is where you're forcing a decision on runners, as opposed to like you're kind of hedging and saying that you kind of have it both ways.
Yeah, I think if Jam was going to the back, he would have routed this differently. I think this means he's going to nice fire rod. Okay, well, there's more places that your flute can be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, back of Skull Woods.
I guess one more place, logically, all right?
Oh yeah. Unless there's like some Skull with small keys coming out. Are we not doing bridge chess?
He did the bridge chess on the way in.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right, yeah. Jamo is going to the back, so this is certainly not logic. But we didn't find the flute. We found the fire rod.
Yeah, so like, I mean, you just gotta track down the flute, right? So I guess, does he just dash out and go to pyramid, bridge chest, castle, tower?
You really want to do? I mean, don't you want to do pyramid fairy with castle with castle?
What are the 5/6 crystals is the question at this point, though. If one of them's TR, I don't care, right? Because then I'm basically in go mode. Besides the castle tower keys, but
yeah. I think maybe like Tracy or people mentioned like Eastern and Thieves were the red ones.
Oh, are they? Okay, yeah. Then you're golden. You can just do that instead of leaving pod.
But I mean, like, you're still running out of pod, right?
I mean, if you have Pyramid Fairy, if you had Pyramid Fairy available, I'm surprised you didn't maybe do it on the way here.
Okay, alright, Tracy. Alright, okay, saying that Jamo menu after Swamp. Okay, so those ones. Okay, so we don't have that ability to do another TR small key.
There's your third TR key, right?
Yeah, on 6 small key locked pod. Although if that's a TR small key and TR is a crystal, like how many like you can't have any pod keys in GT now, right?
No.
Okay.
So they're out there. There's a lot of places.
But we don't have that many places left out there, do we, before GT?
Well, I mean, you get your flute and go to Mire Desert and all that stuff, right? It's not in that logic.
Oh, yeah. Okay, true.
So it looks like Jamo's not going to those checks.
Yeah. Alright, so Skele, yeah, he's here in the back. I didn't catch anything, I guess. Okay, we apparently got a pot small key to this dungeon. Classic. Right, Skele does not have a pod big key. Yeah, that's the TR right? Front. Oh yeah, that makes a ton more sense then. In that case, he beat the dungeon. He has no choice.
Looks like Jam is just doing Skullwoods.
I did not catch anything in the back of pod that was useful for Skele. Okay, so we're gonna do.
So Skele's leaving. So he's tracking down the flute now.
Yeah. I think to some extent Jamo is also kind of tracking down the flute, like just in a different avenue.
Yeah, that's true. But like, yeah, it can be here, right? Like, he could have just been wasting his time. If he went elsewhere.
Yes, Jamo can pull ped. We have all 3 pendants in our possession. By we, I mean only Jamo. Alright, what's on pyramid?
That was
Small
a key.
key.
Very quick check on Skele's side. That would make a lot of sense if it's pod. Oh, Skull. Well,
Skull. Okay. Well, Skele
he needs that. Yeah. Good for him, right? Because he can't. That's probably why he doesn't go to Skull Woods right now, right? Because he doesn't.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah. That was a great point. Oh, I totally forgot.
Oh,
nice small key to this dungeon. Oh my gosh.
So is it just this and Catfish? Is that?
Yeah, Catfish. That's
is that where the flute is?
Unless we can get to Castle Tower 2. Yeah, I think it has to be Catfish then, right? Because yeah, Skull Woods. We've only seen one wild small key out there. Oh, okay. Telthar reminding us there is no. Well, yeah. I think you can. No, not there. Yeah, we can't be up there. All right. Well, Skele is going to be the first one to resolve the logic. Going to Catfish. Where's the Catfish guy?
little
This is
rough
the
on
best
the mouth fight,
item,
but
by the
not
way.
bad.
Huh?
I was just commenting on Jamo's mouth fight. No, go ahead. You
Oh
probably
no,
just want me to talk about it.
No, I'm just memeing. I was gonna say the flute on Catfish is the best possible item for those of you who enjoy Catfish emotes. Physical, flute.
Yeah, so we believe this has to be the flute or something that leads to the flute.
Why are we walking so far away?
He doesn't believe, although I think he's like only has one logical other place it could be, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, flute. All right, Jamo also not getting banned. We are pulling pedestal for a big heat.
Oh my goodness.
My gosh.
That is dirty, right? Because you got to get that pod big out of TR.
Bad. Yeah,
to get that.
Oh
that
my
rough,
gosh, Jamo must be feeling like on a high right now. He has made a tremendous route on his side. Like even getting ahead was efficient.
Does he have 2 or 3 TR keys? Did he get a third one? I'm not sure. But like he knows now there's only a handful of places his flute can be, and if he has 3?
Yeah, he has 3. Yeah, he got one from Super Bunny, and he got one from Helma.
Then he's in GT mode, right? And less Myers Quake.
But Jamo actually is gonna finish up Smith Chain.
I'm surprised he's doing this.
Well, he has to activate the flute anyway, so I guess he's kind of here. Oh, he doesn't have the flute. Never mind. Okay.
But I mean, his castle tower keys could be here, and like activate the flute in the dark world. There is no better time to do this. Like it's not bad, and maybe he's like, wow, that pod big to TR big disgusting sequence. I just crushed that. Like I have.
Oh, 100%.
Let's be thorough, right? Like he's got to be feeling good about the order of operations he's conducted in this scene, right?
Oh yeah. No, Jamo has constructed a very, very optimal. Well, not as optimal as you're gonna get for playing this thing blind. Like even in
I believe he has 3. I believe he has 3 TR smalls, right?
He has 3.
Sure.
Yeah, no, so he got one from Hera Basement. He has one from Super Bunny, and then he got one from Helma. So he should have 3. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Jamo also hasn't done powder, so he's just cleaning up all the overworld stuff. Yep, Skele. It's gonna be like, ah ha ha, small key to this dungeon. Very funny game.
You think that like Agina's still on his list of checks too, right? And this does lead him there, like it did for Skele, so that it also helps with that. Although we are walking out with the purple chest.
Oh, he's gonna.
I guess he hasn't done
K45. Yeah. Okay, good moth. Very cooperative. Still ended up with only 4 spikes moved, so can't really complain all that much. It looked like he was like Skele hit him like 20 times though. Yeah, so certainly this is Jamo's trajectory for this race is quite good. That being said, never count your castle tower keys before they hatch. We are not missing not only 1 but 2 of them.
Yeah, and like I don't think this world exists, but like there's potentially a world where Skele goes into Mire here and does more checks than Jamo does because he's going to be in GT mode, right? Like there's lots of things that could happen.
Yeah. I didn't quite catch what that medallion was. It was a little fast for me. Hopefully somebody does. Or maybe the solution is just that, we just get all 3 of them and then we don't have to worry.
Yeah, I didn't see what it was either. And like that ether was on the mountain too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, pod keys are
pod
coming.
Key.
I mean, that's another place for Skele, although he's cleared a lot of pod. Like, Jamo's not going back to pod before GT, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and right now we still don't know what the 6 key lock stuff is other than the boss. It's Bicky Chest and Harmless Hellway. Oh no, I think Skele did Harmless Hellway,
okay,
right?
so we're hearing Myers Quake, so that adds another wrinkle to this. So Jamo is not going to be in GT mode when he gets his flute.
Okay, this looks like it's gonna be Path to Pyramid, Castle, Catfish, Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb. Very, very efficient for Jamo. Nice small key to this dungeon. In Desert, so we have, I think, 3 small keys to this dungeon now. Hera, Desert, Pod. But Pod's kind of a given. Just kind of assume it happens. I would not be surprised if the 4th TR key is just in this dungeon as well. Another pod key.
All the pod keys.
Suddenly there. Yeah, piling up here.
Okay, nice silvers.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, after this, I mean, Skele hasn't done like Hookshot Cave or any of that stuff, so I'm assuming he'll just go back up to the mountain, get his pod big.
Yeah, he'll get his.
The problem is, when does he go to the pedestal, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, well, he's already beaten Skull, and now pedestal's kind of isolated, and I don't really think Skele's too much of a memer when it comes to, oh, let's just rush ped. I mean, maybe it'll just end up being something that he can go do because he has all 3 pendants now, but like, might be behind a bunch of other stuff that he would rather do that's more efficient. Okay, it's a little fortunate we got the silvers. I didn't really see Skele doing a regular bow fight because he has Fire Rod and Ice Rod and half magic and everything. But Lamos is down. Alright, Jamo believed. He stayed on the screen. By believing, I mean I think that was his physical last logical location for the flutes.
Yeah. Alright, I mean, Skele's got to do checkerboard and then be on his way, I guess, to the mountain. It's to be determined.
I was a little surprised that maybe Jamo didn't want to do Graveyard Ledge in King's Tomb, or maybe at least Graveyard Ledge. Like, because right now, he didn't even do King's Tomb, I guess, either, on this flute activation. I kind of assumed that that's what he was going to do.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't know Myers Quake, right? He's...
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Good point. Yeah, he also has Ether, which is on the mountain. As in he has 2 medallions, so the chances that he can get a Myers are actually pretty high. Yeah, you're right.
Skele's opting for some Spike Cave. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, Jamo believes, but he's gonna have to turn right around and just, oh no.
Fortunate. I appreciate the confidence though, and the optimism. We'll see how good Jamo feels once he gets to Lamo. Like, certainly this is a tournament race. He is not obligated to use any weapon that is in his arsenal. But we'll see.
He's gonna collect his army of pod keys now.
But
he knows the logic, right? So I guess he won't be too surprised seeing all this.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll motivate him to kind of go back to pod, because now I think he'll have like 4 pod keys by the time he's done. So then the stuff in the back is now unlodging. But yeah, you're right though. It's like,
I don't see. I think we see Jamo back in pod unless Quake's there. Then he has to go back there. But I would be surprised.
I think you really want to go back with 1 more key so you can get like Big Key Chest. Like, as in, you don't want to just leave one item now behind in pod.
Yeah, and he's gonna be able to go back to TR after this if he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, you don't want to do before GT, but sometimes you just have to.
Yeah. Okay. It was like Skele can do Hookshot Cave, and Super Bunny. So this will be good for him. Well, he'll get a second TR key. I don't know if he'll take it all the way to Laser Bridge.
He doesn't have the big, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Did he go into TR? Because he needs to.
No, not yet.
To get TR.
Yeah. Since he
He already did Spike, right? Yeah, he's gonna end there.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm curious now to see where Jamo goes after this. We know Skele. Well, actually, we're gonna see what's in Roller Room. Because that is something new that Skele can do, where Jamo wasn't able to when he was up here. Fire rod.
Yeah, that's true.
That could be. Well, what could be there? Book.
Quake.
Quake.
That's like
the
only thing that would be good for Skele is Quake being there. Even that's not that good for Skele.
I would imagine that Jamo's up in TR sooner rather than later, because I don't know what else he has left.
No, he can like go back to pod. He may appear in fair. I don't know what the other 5/6 is, but like
Jamo apparently.
He's even
No, I was gonna say Jamo apparently feeling terrible about his route because he used the wrong bow.
Oh, it's Gastalki. Yeah. Oh, well, there's Quake.
Gosh, and it's Quake, yeah. Gastalki and Quake. Pretty big for Roller.
So, like, Skele's outs are looking like a second Castle Tower key in Meyer right now, because now we know Jamo will be Go mode with, or GT mode with only looking for one Castle Tower small when he goes to Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Skele is still going to be looking for TR big. Jam's
and TR big can.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
I mean, this is fair. You really don't want to go back up the mountain again.
But we're going to leave an item behind pod, right?
Did he get the pod small that's in pod?
No, I guess he has. Oh, okay, so
he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. You're right. Yeah. Jamo just did the front of pod and then the boss. Didn't touch the back at all. So with two keys, two additional keys coming in, and then the third one on the back, he's going to be able to full clear. Which, I mean, I think it's fine to assume that there's a pod key in pod. Where else is it going to be? Especially when you realize the pod's a pendant, TR's a crystal, and those pod keys got to be somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure not every runner would make this decision, but it's certainly a reasonable play, especially if you're feeling good about your route. Clean all this up. This is a lot of items.
Oh no,
right?
He was feeling terrible, by the way. Yeah.
That would be with the silvers. Okay. We're seeing Skele go all the way to Mimic Cave here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Dig's actually right. We get to see pod big chest as well. That's something that Skele could not do because he didn't have pod big. Alright, Skele's got the flute out. Mimic Cave, unfortunately, was not fruitful. Got a map to a dungeon we've already beaten. Yeah, so we're gonna go to Meyer. We're gonna go to pod.
Yeah, he's just got the pod big, right? He's got.
Yeah. He hasn't beaten it yet. Okay, well that is a skull with Smolky. Might have been a little bit useful for Skele, but we've already beaten Mothula, so we don't care anymore. Okay, so where was the 5th pod key? Is Skele gonna be able to finish or full clear pod?
I don't know.
We'll see how many keys he has when he goes into pod. Because if something is here in the big key chest, which I guess can be Castle Tower key, then I don't know if Skele is going to be able to...
Yeah.
Oh, he should be fine.
Yeah, he did Harmless Hallway, right?
Yeah, he did that, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, okay. Big key chest is nothing. Harmless Hallway was 300. Big chest was nothing. That might be a viable skip the Skele does. I don't know how good he is feeling, but since he already's been to the back, going to the back again, is a pretty hefty time commitment.
Nice job on Jamo's side there.
Oh yeah, well done, Waffle House. Hopefully, making you proud.
Oh, so proud.
Of all the compasses we found, the pod was not one of them. We don't have a little counter that says 12 out of 14 on Skele's side. Trying to get that one frame movement, I think. Yeah, whenever you see a small key now show up, you're like, is this the Castle Tower key? And then you're a little disappointed when you just find like the next Ice Palace small key or like it can't be pod small key, but just every once in a while you see a small key and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah, the one benefit of Skele's numerous pauses is that we did get to see that he only has 156 crystal.
Okay,
so,
perfect.
I mean, it's Meyer or
thank you.
TR.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for the viewers.
Alright, so Jamo gonna get 2 of his 3 remaining items for go mode right here.
Assuming you don't find anything else in Turtle Rock, like how much?
Yeah, I think he's not leaving. Okay.
We're not skipping Laser Bridge, right?
Oh no, he's gonna clear everything here. I thought he might just bail and go do Meyer and then just come finish this on the way to GT. But I mean that's still fine to do this, right? Because if the chests are more on the way in TR than they are in Meyer. So if you find CT Sue, then you can go mode Meyer.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I guess actually, yeah. At the end of the day, through all of the stuff, we are in Castle Tower small key go mode. Is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
One might argue that the Castle Tower small key is like the more elusive ice rod, despite there being 2 of them. But the problem is you need both of them. Skele taking care of Helmosaur. Another dungeon down on his scoreboard.
Jamo does not need to hit that switch, but that's okay. Okay, he's getting his 3rd TR small. Unless Jamo's not going outside now, that could tell you a lot about what he's thinking about Meyer, right? Okay, he's going straight to GT. He'll do Laser Bridge, but so this point, Skele kind of needs that Castle Tower Stew to be on left side Meyer because I think he's going to be the only one going there.
What do you think about TR Big Chest?
Yeah, that's not a great place for it. Maybe because he did Mimic Cave already, right?
Yeah.
Skele's pretty thorough though.
I mean, these guys have both been pretty thorough, for what it's worth. But yeah, but it does tend to be once you are in GT mode, you become less thorough. You start skipping things because you don't want to waste time on what's looking like to be a potential there are 27 locations in GT, right? That you can go explore, versus like the 2 or the 3 that you're staring down at for pretty much probably the same amount of time.
But after Meyer, Skele's doesn't have much left before. I mean, Ped's going to be high on his list of attractive options, right? What else does he have? Like Graveyard Ledge?
Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb.
But that's kind of, you can do Ped before that. So they're sort of together. Can't really think of anything else, honestly.
Yeah, we have a lot of the. I don't think we ever found a mushroom, for what it's worth. I mean, but like that is something that is available for us once we eventually get there. Okay. All right. Well, let's see what's here, Meyer. Thank you, Meyer Compass, by the way, to help us count. So these are the first checks that Skele's doing. Yeah, I don't know in this case how Skele feels. Like if he now feels like
feeling great.
Yeah, but so is that going to motivate him to do like more thorough stuff, right? Like a lot of people have skipped Meyer cutscene chest, right? In these hypothetical like go -1 type of situations.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see, especially if as Jamo's Meyer key count is accurate and he only has 2. I seriously doubt you're going to see him do this. I think this chest exactly needs to be a Castle Tower small. Maybe he won't do anything else in Meyer, but we'll see what decisions he makes.
Alright, Jamo's fluting. He's got the Quake out. So we're gonna do Meyer. We might end up at Vitreous about the same amount of time, depending on what Jamo skips. Jamo remembering the right way to go into Meyer. Yeah, he already has 1 Castle Tower key in his possession from Turtle Rock. So, I mean, from his perspective, I think he's just very reasonable. Oh my gosh, there's a shovel.
Shovel's also a real good place for Castle Tower small for Skele.
Yeah. Oh, it's just whenever you see one of these fetch quest types of items, shovel, mushroom. I mean, we already seen powder in this case, but let's just like extend that copium. Yeah, pyramid fairy very much a thing. Yeah. King's Tomb also very much. King's Tomb, Graveyard Ledge. I don't really check.
Yeah, is.
But I mean,
do we know that Meyer's the other 5/6 now? Did
Oh, I don't know. I guess we'll see when these guys end up beating Meyer, I guess. Yeah, you can kind of see how long Meyer, if you don't full clear or whatever, mostly full clear is. Like Jamo is, I don't know, few screens, 20 seconds maybe behind Skele. He entered way later than he did. Than Skele started Meyer. Nice spooky though for his big ass Skele. Pretty smooth.
Yeah, you're right. They are going to enter Vidi close at the same time.
Skele opting to do Silver's Vitreous, which is all fine. I think it's still faster than Tempered and like the textbook and MG stuff. Oh my gosh, there's a book.
This is all I'm seeing is Moros for Skele, really.
That's true. It's very good choice. They're in very interesting and terrible locations.
That book routes somewhat nicely with the shovel, although not really, but you know.
I guess if we go into Dark Worlds, we can do Big Bombo's tablet into Big Bomb into shovel.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll just go check that shovel right now. How about that? We'll do Big Bomb. We'll do. I don't know what we're gonna do.
I think he's going to Bombo's tablet.
Okay.
All right, Jamo's got to just go to GT now, right?
Yeah. I can't see him doing something else. Yeah, Mountain Cave. We're gonna go get our. Go find our Castle Tower small key in GT, according to Jamo.
Yeah, he's gonna do Ether Tablet on the way.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Are you supposed to do this first, though?
Yes.
I don't know. I guess.
It is,
okay.
I believe it is better this way.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I guess we do. Yeah. That's actually a good point because I think if you're gonna do Hera into GT, it's actually like you're supposed to do this.
Yeah. Same
Hera
concept.
into GT. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna get both book checks, complimentary from both runners. Nice cape.
Nice cape, yeah. Completely useless, but that's okay.
So I'm gonna just leave his portal here.
Not sure why he went back into the Dark World, but that's okay. Maybe he's got maybe he's going back for a Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, that's what I was
that would
thinking,
tell us he has the 5/6.
Yep, just extending that copium. Yeah, so we'll see where this Castle Tower 2 ends up being. Like, if it's not in GT, Skele most likely will find it before Jamo, and then he will just be able to go mode GT. Like, he won't have to do any of the stuff in the basement, I mean. So it's a pretty massive chunk of time saved.
The locations like this one are going to be, like, high on Jamo's list.
Like Pyramid Fairy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Skele will do Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb after Pyramid Fairy, assuming it's not here?
Yeah, because he's still looking for the TR big, right? Like,
oh yeah.
Oh well. Okay.
Small key to this dungeon. What hope room, man? Such false hope. All right, is the Castle Tower key here in Skele's side?
Oh, that's another not bad place for Skele.
Yeah, that's another out for Skele. How many more small keys do we have left? Do we have Myers small key available, or is like literally like the last one? Oh, because we have more GT keys.
There's a nice key and a pod key, I think.
Okay.
And a Castle Tower key.
Okay, so what is this?
There it is.
Oh my gosh! All right.
That is going to be it.
Yeah, Jamo's route was immaculate. Like, you certainly, like, if you had a spoiler log, you might have done something pretty similar. Like, obviously Jamo doesn't have the spoiler log, but the choices he made at every aspect of the game, like early game, mid game, just having a sequencing, being the ability to go into Turtle Rock when he did at the time, when he was up the mountain for Dark Death Mountain, like, and then being
honestly,
head, like when he did Skull Woods, like it's just so massive.
That like coin flip of starting in the village versus starting at Hype Cave just set off this whole chain of events. Like Skele Skele leaving Escape and going up the mountain and saving and quitting, and then putting himself on that route where he ends up with the Moon Pearl in the village and starts from the north. It's just like a decision like that that's going to be, when both runners are this good, like those types of things are what separates.
No, that's a very excellent point, because, like, you've seen both these guys play. Like, yeah, we kind of give them a little bit of a hard time if they bonk here and, like, maybe kick a little extra dust. Skele, why are we reading? All right, you just pull the pedestal, man. Like, but their execution has been very clean. They've certainly been very experienced at the game, so they're obviously putting their skills on display. And so where are you going to cause the variance? It's probably not going to be from like room to room to make the big of a difference. It's just going to be the routing decisions.
Yeah, and like the other aspect was after Swamp, like Skele kind of avoided going back up the mountain, and it's just ended up being you had to double dip TR, and it's just like small decisions where either way is like perfectly reasonable and rando. So one of them gives you a far better outcome. Yeah,
this was definitely kind of like a ripple effect. Something that you start at the village versus you start in Hype Cave, and then it just has percolated into something much more massive than you might expect. And it's not like they made bad decisions, either of them, right? In this case, the Jamo decisions just worked out, based on the item placements, worked out immensely better for him. Just like Skele's ability to not be able to get the pod big from the front of TR because he didn't have mitts at the time when he went up, certainly made a huge difference in pod. Sometimes I really wish that we had cams. You can, in this case, see like both the highs and the lows of the runners' reactions. That's kind of one of the nice things about when we did SGL and we had like webcams on people. There's like you can see maybe it's not like the greatest if you try and sympathize with the runners when they like last locate their ice rod or something. But when I would imagine though there've been multiple like pog faces on Jamo's side, just based on his route.
Yeah, I mean sub 130 fighting Ega 2 in go mode. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Kabuki types of seeds. Yeah, actually, did we double dip any dungeons on Jamo's side? I guess, we double dip pod technically, but like
TR, but you had to do Skull. But like he can't feel too bad about this.
No. We did get the Eastern Care package. We got everything for Desert when we went there. But yeah, everything else has been like everything we wanted for Swamp, for Mire, for Ice. Yeah, versus I think Skele starting at the mountain, or not the mountain, village, not having the Thieves Town big key, right? So he had to go back to the village a second time. These little things just end up adding up. Yeah, and I think this was maybe referenced before, was that yes, for every main tournament match is a best of 3 series. This is game 1. Jamo was the first seed. So he got to pick what game 1 was. I'm trying to remember what they vetoed. Somebody vetoed Casual Boots. Somebody vetoed Odin Animizer.
Yeah, I feel like those have been the 2 vetoes like for the last couple rounds of this. I feel like I haven't seen a Casual Boots race in like 3 rounds in this tournament.
At this point, when you only have 4 players, and the 4 players, by the way, are Jamo, Skele, which you've seen now. On the other side of the bracket is Telethar and Gamachu. When people are this good, they really don't... They want to take as much control of the seed as they can, and Casual Boost is one of the highest variances. So you see, actually, Casual Boost being picked more often against, let's say, like underdogs, trying to maybe get an upset over the higher seed. But here, like... If there's gonna be random, like they want to be able to control it. Let them make the bad decisions as opposed to let the game make the bad decisions for you, and like screw you over. Yeah, so the remaining modes will be cross keys, and then AD tile swap. Not quite sure what these guys want. I think when Skele has picked seeds game 2 in the past, it has been tile swap, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, that's a very good distance.
That's semifinal worthy hook speed right there.
Yeah.
Is this the one that's set to 0 blue balls, 0 warps?
It is, yes. Yeah, very appreciative of the admins making that decision. Alright, Skele on his way to GT. I think he has cleared everything else, right? And I guess not Graveyard Ledge, Bonk Rocks. But he's certainly cleared a lot more overworld than Jamo has. And he... Like, the more checks that probably Skele is doing in the endgame that is not Castle Tower 2, he might feel just a little bit more, like, behind. Because, like, he knows once he's in Castle Tower 2 and whatever, GT mode, there's a very high chance that Jamo will have just gone to GT, right? So if it's just there, then all the stuff that Skele is doing is somewhat moot.
Yeah, like... I mean, does Skele have any locations outside of GT that he hasn't cleared? Besides, do you do Ether Tablet? Like,
he did not do
Ether
Ether
lot.
Tablet, yeah. He did Pyramid Fairy. He did Shuffle. They all found in Mire. Yeah, he did Bumble's Tablet. Yeah.
Doing Kane with Tempered Sword now. That's interesting.
Yeah, Jamo has mentioned that he just feels that is more consistent for him. Versus, I guess, the more, like, poke dashes.
I mean, it's fair. You only got to spin 3 times, right? Whether those dashes... There's many of them you have to do to... Like, Skele getting his go mode.
Right. Well, yeah. Two
Oh,
more.
wow, very nice.
Mm-hmm. Big GG's to Jamo, number 1 seed. Sword is up.
That was a clinic on a casual or a kabuki right there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like sub 134. Like, it's barely over 133 for this seed. Imagine the placements too, right? Like, pod big in front of TR, TR big on pedestal.
Yeah.
Like, it is like, they're pretty terrible, you know?
Yeah, seriously. Like, still having to find something in GT.
Mm-hmm.
Like the flute on Catfish, which he heard last location, right?
That's right, yeah. Imagine how much faster this could have gone if they just went to Catfish instead of all this other stuff that they were doing.
That is true.
Yeah, big GG's to Skele, by the way, as well. Oh, speaking of, we are joined by both Jamo and Skele. GG's, guys.
Yo.
GG.
Okay, Jamo, I assume you felt absolutely terrible about your route because I saw you use the wrong bow.
Yeah, I didn't know how to feel. It was a weird seed. I mean, I last located the flute, which wasn't great. But yeah, it was just weird. And like, I did a lot of stuff. I was kind of thinking like maybe you can go mode like rush GT even harder than that. Like if you had the fire rod first time in TR or something.
Yeah, you were still being like kind of thorough. Like you did that Smith chain that you knew couldn't have your flute when your flute was, I guess, 2/3 GT mode, depending on what Mire was, right? So you were still kind of.
Well, I think Powder was in Logic, right? Powder was in Skull.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so the only reason I did that is because Powder and like it leads me to Agina, right? So yeah, I was just cleaning up my logical checks with Catfish being the last one.
Yeah, what this kind of came down to was basically two kind of coin flip decisions. Like Jamo, you started your Dark World route at Hype Cave, which got you that like Thieves big, Skull big, and the bow, whereas Skele went to South Shore right after Escape, and then he started at the Village, so he kind of had to double back into the Village one time. And the second big thing was Jamo, you kind of went to the mountain with the Mitz Faster that led you to that kind of terrible TR big chain, whereas that Skele went to pod and then went back to Skull before the mountain, so he didn't have the pendants, so he kind of came close to last locating that TR big.
Yeah, I definitely was like, it could be really good for me getting that TR big, considering we don't have the book. But I wasn't sure, because so you didn't have the pod big when you went to pod, that's why. And after the fire rod, I guess you still didn't go to mountain? Or like when you went to mountain after Skullwoods, or?
I did Light World Mountain pretty quick, out of Logic.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go back for dark stuff until I knew where the flute was, though.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, so I did like just the East Mountain out of Logic and left Hera. And then I was like, okay, I might as well do Swamp because I have a full clear of Swamp. And then like see if I can get my mitts before I go up and beat Hera. So then I had more reason to go back to Mountain, I can do like Hera.
Yeah, you guys
Mountain.
Both did Swamp, and then you just did Ice Dark Mountain, whereas Skele, you went like Smith Chain Pod Ice Skull, right? Some sequence like that.
I did ice before pod, but otherwise, yeah. I don't know what I did Smith Chain. I didn't think that made a lot of sense when I was doing it. There were a lot of things where I felt like what I was doing didn't make sense, but I was kind of tilted the entire time about the Thieves Town Big Key, so I wasn't really in the best headspace.
That could be annoying.
20 minutes into the seed, so.
So did you do South Shore before CAC? Is that why? And then you just went straight to...
I did Lost Woods into Old Man, and then South Shore, and then by that point, like I had Hammer and Glove and no Pearl, so I figured I might as well just do CAC from the south, and then start the Dark World from there.
Like assuming your Pearl is in there, which it was, I see.
Yeah, but then the...
Okay, yeah, that's...
Thieves Town Big Key kind of screwed me over, except it was still weird though, because then I got the hookshot, but I knew the hookshot was out of Logic anyway, so I wasn't really sure what was happening.
Where was the hookshot again?
Thieves Town Attic.
Where was the...
Oh wait, no, I guess that was in Logic, wasn't it? But it didn't do anything logical. That's what confused me, because I didn't have mountain access.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird, because I mean, I knew my flute was somewhere for a long time, but it was like all these spread out checks where it could be, and like most of them I kind of don't want to do right now. And then I was like, well, mountain is like, flute doesn't make mountain better, so I'll just do mountain anyway, even though I know my flute is sitting somewhere. But then at some point it was like, okay, now I'm like almost go mode when I go get my flute, so I need to go get this flute now. And of course, I was assuming once I get that flute, I'm going to be GT mode, but then I don't have the Quake, so Meyer ended up being Quake.
Yeah, like from our perspective, like Skele's outs were like left side Meyer, but then he just kept finding things like the shovel in the book, and they're like, okay, well, it could be this, and then it could be in like the TR big chest. He found TR4, but then it was just in GT, and then it was over.
Yeah.
So did you even do like TR, like lava chest and stuff without the big key?
I didn't do lava chest. I did mimic cave without the big key.
Okay, I see. So like you went to mountain late, and I guess you got a pod big and a quake there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that wouldn't stop you from doing like mimic cave.
Yeah, I don't know.
You knew Meyer was quake at that point, right? Because you
I did, yeah.
had flute already. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking too hard about it.
Raise. There's still you're not out of it yet, Skele. Do you know what you're choosing for game 2? You get some insight?
Yeah, I forgot. I guess let's do tile swap, so I can play it at least one more time. I actually have fun with it. I think most people might disagree, but I think it's pretty cool. So let's do that, I guess.
Nice.
Let's hope neither of us pulls a Ganon at you.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I guess there was a lot of outs for you. Well, at least from my perspective, because I did rush GT pretty hard. I only did 2 checks in Meyer, and I skipped Mimic Cave and Big Chest in TR. Once I got the Quake, I was like, assuming it's in GT.
I think the only things I didn't do before I got GT access was CT2, which I forgot, and Ether Tablet.
I did Ether Tablet. Yeah, I mean, the stuff I skipped, I guess, was like, I didn't have to do Pyramid Fairy. Didn't do Pyramid Fairy, skipped most of Meyer, Bombo's Tablet, and then Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb.
Yeah, and the 2 checks in TR, right?
2 checks in TR. Other than that, I did clear everything, because it was kind of less locating that flute, and then being thorough once I realized I need the Quake.
Yeah, it just felt really inefficient the whole time for me. And like, I felt like there were a lot of times when, like if I was deciding between 2 things that were kind of coin flippy, I always felt like I chose the wrong one. Like
that's
when
what
I
we
did Ice before Pod, like I just wasn't any logic, and I didn't have Fire Rod yet, so it was going to be like a little bit slower because I had to do Bombos. But I was like, it's fully clearable, whatever. So I did that, and then immediately I go Pod after that, thinking that that was probably where the logic was, looking for the flute, and then I find the Fire Rod right away. Things like that, like just really annoyed me over time.
I did Ice without Fire Rod. Pod was also... Wait, so how many smalls did you have when you went to Pod? Because I had 2, so it was so awkward. I was so like unsure, like should I do the back or not? I was thinking
I did
like
2.
You also had 2?
Skele didn't have the big,
first?
right? Yeah, he didn't have the big, right?
Oh, you didn't have the big anyway, so there wasn't
a
decision. Yeah, for me, I was like, there's probably a key in the back, but then when I realized it's dependent, it's like, okay, maybe there's not a key in the back.
But then you get that TR small on Helma, and you're like, oh, they're out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird.
TRs, oh yeah. You know, I didn't even think of, I didn't register that. Once I got the TR big, I was like, oh, wait, these pod smalls are somewhere. But I guess I already knew that from the TR small, yeah. Well, yeah, since there was a key in the back there anyway, like, if I had just done it, then... just on the back, then I would have like not had to come back another time. And then I also had to choose between like back of pod and TR, but my TR big was like 2 keys out of logic. So I was thinking like, okay, probably it's going to be Quake in pod, and then there's a TR small, or like there's a pod small in Meyer or something. So maybe I can save the mountain climb by doing back of pod first, but it was just garbage.
guys. Looking forward to the next 1 or 2 games. It's always nice to see 2 great runners make it deep in this tournament.
Yep, I think it'll be Saturday. You said Saturday was your next available day, Skele?
Yeah, I'm pretty wide open Saturday.
Okay, well, we can discuss the time later, but probably Saturday then.
Okay,
Tile
all right.
swap.
Here to first. Yeah, heard her here first. Tile swap for game 2, and then if it comes to game 3, it's cross keys, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, best of luck to both of you. This was a very fun race to watch, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I'm looking forward to game 2. Best of luck.
Yeah, thanks for the restream.
Yep, thanks for the restream.
Yeah, also want to thank our trackers tonight, Kate Sith and Centroid. Again, very, very much appreciated to actually have manual human tracking. So very, very well done. Of course, Matt, thank you. A pleasure. Really glad we got to do this.
Yeah, pleasure's mine. GG's again to the runners. Thank you everybody for helping out.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Keep your eyes on the schedule for next game. Yes, on the other side of the bracket, it's going to be Telthar versus Gamachu. Those races are also TBD. But yeah, we're coming down to the wires. So yeah, otherwise, have a great night, everyone.